It's time to run aground the boat sail. This will let them enjoy a little longer before sinking, and luckily, the horn still works, as long as it doesn't sink and keeps blaring. Sounds easy, but losing the bow is like misplacing your GPS, and here's Cybert, waiting to fix things with the crew. Just as Cybert was putting in every ounce of his energy and breaking a sweat while fixing the crucial manual rudder, a sudden message interrupted the tense atmosphere, announcing that it was imperative to discipline those obstinate and rebellious individuals. Cybert shook his head in despair. Sometimes ignorance is like flying a kite out at sea. It can spiral out of control at any moment. Out of frustration, Cybert picked up an axe and taught those brave souls who were busy launching life rafts a harsh lesson, leaving everyone in awe and resulting in a deathly silence. He said, "If we don't stick together now, we might as well start drafting our last words before pitch black falls." Meanwhile, the Coast Guard chief on shore got word that an aircraft spotted this half-baked cruise ship. But the captain was busy reading a selfie on the drone, unaware the crew was literally stuck at the tail end. Speaking of the tail part, you can't help but wonder, are we repairing a ship or just clowning around? There it was, the half-submerged stone flipping around wildly, like a restless and hyperactive kid. It was just a primal survival instinct. The crew was nearly scared off by the ride's wild movements. Whether they lived or died was no longer on his radar. After all, venturing out was just like gambling. For Boney, it felt like walking into a trap. The old sea dogs and the crew were all looking for excuses to stay ashore. Boney couldn't persuade them, so he had to pick a few youngsters. Those fresh faces were truly brave and fearless. As an experienced sailor, he knew this rescue wasn't just a wild adventure, but a battle for life. He pointed at that little boat as if to say, this could easily pass as a comedy act. Facing waves that could rip apart a giant ship was a miracle for them to even make it out. Yet, Boney resolutely led the crew to set sail. As long as there was a glimmer of hope, any action was better than doing nothing. On this half-sunk cruise ship, crew members were scanning for the nearest sandbar, almost like playing a treasure hunt game. They managed to convey the messages to Cybert through a chain of people passing the word along, and when Cybert received the latest news, he found the situation had taken a drastic and unexpected turn for the worse, akin to a wild roller coaster ride. He instantly cranked up the engine power. The old man was so hyped he could jump through the roof. "Don't bull! Hurry up and get on, otherwise we'll be forced to jump straight into the eerie haunted house located on the sandbar." Many individuals were still struggling and waiting an opportunity to arise, but immediately after the collision, Cybert realized that turning had become as arduous as performing a juggling act. He hurriedly slowed down and told everyone to shut off the throttle and propeller. "Thanks for the teamwork." While operating, a light bulb went off as he spotted a chain nearby. He immediately thought of another way. Bonner's boat speeds into the deep blue, dream chasing. This was their first hurdle, truly like walking into a haunted house, with numerous challenges ahead. Suddenly, the tsunami waves hit, threatening to turn them into crispy fish sticks. The observer at the front felt like he was watching a real-life tsunami blockbuster, totally clueless. This boat could only helplessly endure repeated slams, as if it was frantically dancing to the rhythm of disco, utterly beyond our control. After a round of life-threatening hits, everyone was catching their breath. Suddenly, the little boat started spitting fire, and Vanny shouted with all his might, urging everyone to restart the engine. If they couldn't restart in 5 seconds, they'd be off to the afterlife. Did you hear that? Retry, don't give up, give it another shot, stay synchronized. Be cautious. Act swiftly. The temperature isn't excessively high, but prepare to ignite. An adrenaline-pumping wave leap hit, and Ricky quickly called back the traditional mass to prepare for an escape. Now, Bonnie just had to charge through the shallows and go all in. Facing giant waves, there was no turning back. Thankfully, Bonner's got skills as he expertly seized the momentum of the waves, like a pianist performing. Power control, direction adjustment, and timing must be spot on, the trifecta. This little boat was like a submarine in every sense, although the process was filled with thrilling excitement. Fortunately, they have temporarily survived this dangerous period. But they lost their compass in the vast ocean. Being directionless felt like playing a game of Lost. They were like arrows shot in the dark. No way back, only forward towards the broken cruise ship. Put simply, this is a death-defying adventure. Inside the cruise, Cybert was crafting a manual rudder with chains and pullers. They had one last shot, only success at grounding on the sandbar meant survival. After a series of quick moves, Cybert released steam to turn the boat, and the keen observer saw the sandbar ahead. Cybert pondered for a few seconds, then decided to have his racing ship make a dramatic U-turn, all or nothing. At this moment, he felt a conviction to steer the boat towards the sandbar, even though his heart raced. He cautiously attempted to steer the boat, but hesitated, held back by fear. But at this moment, there was no turning back for him. He had to surge forward and face fate. So, this was the only choice, charged towards the sandbar. Only hope left. Subscribe and join me in this adventure.